Good morning and welcome to Southern Cross Go. Now today we're going to be doing a little video on the cost of living in Bali. So we'll cut down all the prices, what it costs you on a typical holiday. Now if you're flying all the way from anywhere in the Western world, you would not want to come to Bali for less than 2 weeks. So we'll do what it'd cost you to live in Bali on a holiday for 2 weeks. Now for a holiday in Bali, first of all, you've got to look at your air tickets. Now I'd researched this pretty good. There's so many different websites you can choose from, or directly from the airlines. But if you're coming from Australia, you're probably going to be looking at minimum, depending where you come from, $500 to $700 return as a ticket. So research that, get yourself the best deal. And if you're coming from Darwin and that, it's only a couple of hour flight. Perth, it's only 3 hour flight. But from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, you're looking at a 5.5 to 6 hour flight, and it's probably going to be costing you at least $700, maybe even $800, depending on the seasons. It's coming on the dry season, so tickets could go up as anywhere to $1,000 in the middle of the dry season when it's peak tourist season. Right, so the first thing you're going to need is accommodation. If you're flying from another country into Bali, you'd probably be better off getting on something like, TripAdvisor, checking out what sort of deals and the best places, and checking out reviews of the best hotels you can, and depending on your budget, book somewhere. Now I use Traveloka a lot, it's pretty good. So the prices of accommodation here in Bali, I suppose the cheapest place you could get would be about $20 a night, about 200,000. But most people just coming for a 1 or 2 week holiday, they want somewhere decent. Now if you're renting a villa, you're going to be looking at minimum $100, $1 million to $1.5 to $2 million, to even up to $5,500 a night for a villa with a swimming pool. Basically the price average would be about $40 to $50 for a decent motel room close to the beach. Now while you're here, you're going to need transportation, so check out the apps. There's the Grab app, there's the Gojek app. I highly recommend downloading these. Taxis are way more expensive. If you're using Grab or Gojek motorbike taxis, you're going to get a way better deal than the Bluebird taxis. If you're renting a motorbike, you probably get a motorbike for about $70,000, about $7 a day for a little like Honda Vario or something. But if you want a bigger bike like an NMAX or a PCX Honda, you're going to be looking at anything from $100,000 to $150,000 a day. Now food. Now I know you can eat where the locals eat and off the little carts and all that, and get a fried rice for 10,000 like $1. Now since COVID, the prices have really skyrocketed. I'd say anything up to tripled. Now in the tourist areas like Kuta, Legian, Seminyak, Canggu is just out of control, the prices. Like there's thousands of Europeans and Russians. It's like the new Kuta. That's the young people's area where everyone goes to party. There's new restaurants and that everywhere, but it's like triple the price of everywhere else. So unless you've got a good budget and you just want to really party, I'd stay clear of Canggu. Now to eat, it's not cheap anymore. Here, you're going to be paying with a coffee for breakfast, probably minimum a decent breakfast like 100,000 rupiah, which is about $10, and you get that sort of a standard thing you'd need for all your meals is at least $10 for every meal. So your lunch will be the same, if not more. Your dinner, if you're going to have a few drinks and that, you could be paying anything up to $20 or $30, $200,000 or $300,000 just for dinner. So it's not cheap here anymore. If you go, yes, into the local area where there's only local foods, eat at the small warungs, it will be a hell of a lot cheaper. You're probably looking at an average about $3 per meal. Now if you're here for a couple of weeks, you're going to be wanting to at least do two tours a week. So you can hire a tour driver, you know, for say $70 to $100, normally about 70, 80, 700 to 800,000 a day for a car. That'll include petrol, and he'll take you anywhere you want to go for 8 hours. That's probably the best way to travel, because you don't have to deal with the traffic. You can sit back and relax and yeah, just enjoy the ride. Now, alcohol. Now, a lot of people come here, they just party all the time, every night. So if you're drinking alcohol, minimum you'd want $500,000, $50 to $1 million a day, depending on when you're drinking. If you go to the clubs now, it's not cheap at all. You'd be paying up to $10 for a beer. If you drink at the little mini marts and just drink at home and put beer in the fridge, you're still paying about $3.50 for a large beer, you know, or about $3 for a small beer. So take that into account. You probably need, if you're a drinker and you drink all the time, probably need anything up to $100 a day for your drinking allowance. Also, everyone needs a few things like some shampoo, some toothpaste and stuff like that. It's fairly cheap. If you just bought like $5 worth of stuff, $10 worth of stuff when you first got here, 100,000, that'd cover everything. A new toothbrush, some toothpaste, some shampoo, some soap, and everything you need to be comfortable for a couple of week holiday. Bomb, all of the animal parks, things like that, you're going to need some money. So I'd say each time you go and do a tour, to be safe, you'd need at least $50, I suppose, to do any type of activity. If you're going to places like the Water Bomb now and having lunch there, it's going to cost you $100, you know. So take that into effect, make sure you got adequate spending money, and yeah, you'll be right. So I suppose to have a good holiday, and you're here for a short time, like 1 week or 2 weeks, you would need minimum, bare minimum, $100 a day. You could do it, but you probably wouldn't have too much fun. So what you need is probably about $200 a day, just to make sure you're going to have a good time. You got plenty of money. If anything goes wrong, you can always just reach in the old pocket and get some cash out and not have to worry about, you know, budgeting. So it's different if you're here for a long time, you have to budget. But if you're just here for a holiday, you're here for a good time, I'd say these days you'd need at least $200 a day. There'd be minimum $50 for anything half decent motel, and $150 a day at an average for tours, activities, food, alcohol. Yeah, that's what you'd need. So that probably wraps it up for a basic holiday costs while you're here in Bali, Indonesia. Like I said, prices have gone up dramatically since COVID. It's like everything's tripled in price. It's not really a cheap destination anymore. If you want to have fun, you'd need at least a couple of $100 a day to cover your room, your food, your alcohol, and any type of activities that you're going to do. Now, I know people will be saying, I can get it cheaper, it's only this much for a hostel and it's this much for fried rice, but they're not going to have any fun in it, are they? And if you're on holidays, you don't want to be scratching and scraping and that for coin, you know. You want enough. If you're going to spend all that money for an air ticket to come here, you may as well have enough spending money with you, and make sure you got some backup money too, because anything can happen here, let me tell you. So anyway, I hope you like the video. If you like the video, give it the thumbs up and all that. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.